Chapter 2. Narad attends the Swayamvara. It is said that he who reads the Shiv Purana 3 times a day near the image of Bhairava shall get all cherished desires fulfilled. In the previous story, sage Narad was proud that he has overcome Kamdev, while actually that was because of Shiv's blessing to the place where sage Narad meditated. Lord Vishnu decided to teach a lesson in humbleness to sage Narad, and the story follows. The sages said, Suta, O blessed Suta, the disciple of Vyasa, our obeisance to thee. It is due to thy grace that this wonderful story has been narrated to us, O dear one. Now tell us in detail what Vishnu did after Narad had left the place, and where did Narad go? Vyasji said, on hearing these words of the sages, Sutji, the wise and excellent scholar of Puranas, remembered Shiva, the cause of different kinds of creation, and replied. Sutji said, when Narad went away casually, Vishnu, skillful in wielding his Maya, spread his Maya as Lord Shiv had willed. On the path taken by the sage, he created a big, wonderful city. It was 100 yojanas in extent and surprisingly beautiful. It was far more beautiful than heaven. Many articles were displayed there. Men and women of all the 4 castes stayed there. The wealthy and prosperous king of that deity, named Shilanidhi, was preparing for the gorgeous celebration of the Swayamvara of his daughter. Brilliant princes coming from all the 4 quarters, eager to court the princess, had thronged there, dressed in diverse ways. On seeing such a splendid city, Narad was enchanted. With his love kindled, he eagerly went to the palace threshold. When the sage reached the palace, the king Shilanidhi adored him, having offered him a seat on the splendid throne studded with precious gems. He called his daughter Srimati and asked her to kneel down at the feet of Narad. Being struck with wonder on seeing the girl, Narad said, O king, who is this lovely girl comparable to celestial damsels? On hearing the words of the sage, the king replied with his palms joined in reverence, O sage, this is my daughter Srimati. She has attained the marriageable age. She is in search of a qualified bridegroom. She has all charms and accomplishments, and her Swayamvara is imminent. O sage, kindly foretell her destiny, everything that is in her horoscope. Please tell me what sort of a husband she will get. By the time these words were spoken, Narad had become an agitated victim of love and desired her. Addressing the king, he said thus, O great king, this daughter of yours is endowed. Her future husband will certainly be a splendid god. Having said this, sage Narad took leave of the king. Deluded by Shiva's Maya, he was extremely oppressed by love. The sage began to muse, how shall I get her? How shall she woo me amongst the princes in the Swayamvara hall? A comely appearance appeals to all women in every respect. Only by seeing a charming personality will she become enamored. Thinking thus, Narad, who was agitated by love, went to Vishnuloka somehow to acquire Vishnu's form to captivate her. He saluted Vishnu and said, I shall tell you secretly my affairs entirely. When Vishnu, who did everything according to Shiva's wish, agreed and asked him to narrate, Narad said, the king Shilanidhi is one of your devotees. He is a righteous king. His daughter Srimati is a maiden of very fair complexion and wide eyes. She has the lustre of Jagamohan, enchantress of the universe, and is the most beautiful woman in all the 3 worlds. O Vishnu, I wish to marry her without delay. The king, at the request of the princess, has arranged for a Swayamvara. Thousands of princes have some from all the 4 quarters. If you can favor me with a splendid form, I shall be able to gain her certainly. She will not put the wedding garland round my neck without your splendid form. O Lord, give me a form. I am your servant and favorite. Give me a beautiful form so that the Princess Srimati may choose me. Sutji said, on hearing these words of the sage Vishnu, the slayer of Madhu demon laughed and sympathetically replied, Bearing in mind the overwhelming power of Shiv, Vishnu said, "O sage, you can go to the place where you wish. I shall do what is beneficent to you in the manner of a physician, doing what is good to the patient, since you are a great favorite of mine." After saying thus, Vishnu blessed the sage with a form like his own, and the face of Hari, the monkey, since the word Hari also means a monkey. The Lord then vanished. The sage, thus consoled, became highly delighted on receiving Hari's form. He was contented, but did not know the scheme behind the scene. The great sage Nard hastened to the place where Swayamvara was to be held and where the princes had assembled. O great Brahmins! The Swayamvara hall, splendidly decorated and graced by so many princes, shone like another council chamber of Indra. Nard too went in and sat down in the hall of his king. With his mind surging with love, he began to think like this: "She will choose only me, since I am in Vishnu's form." The poor sage did not know the ugly character of his face. The men assembled there saw the sage only in his old form. O Brahmins, the princes, and others did not know the difference created therein. Two of the attendants of Rudra knew this difference. They had come there in the guise of Brahmins in order to protect him. Considering the sage a fool, the two attendants sat near the sage and began to mock at him, seemingly conversing between themselves. "See Narada's features as splendid as Vishnu's, but the face as that of a monkey, deformed and awful. Being deluded by Kama, he wishes to marry the princess." With these and other veiled remarks, they mocked at him. The sage, overwhelmed by love, did not heed their whisper. He went on gazing at the Princess Srimati and was eager to get her. In the meantime, the princess had come out of the harem, surrounded by ladies in waiting. The comely maiden came to the hall. With the beautiful golden garland in her hands, the princess of auspicious features shone in the middle of the Swayamvara hall like goddess Lakshmi. The princess, in search of a suitable bridegroom, went round the hall with the garland in her hands. On seeing the sage with the face of a monkey and the body of Vishnu, she was infuriated. Averting her eyes, she went elsewhere, being distressed in her mind. Failing to find a bridegroom of her choice, she was afraid. She remained in the middle of the hall and did not put the garland round the neck of anyone. Meanwhile, Vishnu came there in the guise of a king. He was not seen by anyone, only the princess saw him. Then, on seeing Vishnu, her lotus-like face beamed. The comely lady put the garland round his neck. Lord Vishnu, in the guise of a king, took her with him and vanished from there immediately back to his own abode. The assembled princes lost their hope of getting Srimati. The sage, oppressed by love, became excessively agitated. Immediately the two attendants of Rudra, of perfect wisdom, disguised as Brahmins, spoke to Narada. The attendants said, "O sage Narada, being deluded by love, you are desirous of getting her. Your effort is in vain. See, your face is as despicable as that of a monkey." Sutji said. On hearing their words, Nard was surprised. Deluded by Shiva's Maya, he looked into a mirror. On seeing his face like that of a monkey, he became infuriated. The deluded sage cursed the two attendants. "Since you had mocked at me, you will become demons born of Brahminical semen and of that form." On hearing the curse, the two attendants of perfect wisdom remained silent because they knew that the sage was deluded. O Brahmins, they returned to their abode and, sitting there quietly, went on eulogizing Shiv. They considered everything as Shiv's will. This was chapter 2. Narad attends the Swayamvara from Satikhanda, Shiv Purana,